What's up everybody on this lovely Friday? I'm back with you again for a solo chicks and tips because Emily is living it up down in Wanaka, skiing, hiking. I'm sure you saw some of her stuff, but she'll be back next week. In the meantime, I will be going through some of my hiking kits with you. So like what I bring on a tramp to be comfy, to be safe. I've got 3 kits. I'm gonna do my toilet kit, my kitchen kit, and then my emergency kit. So hopefully you get some tips, some ideas of what you could add to your kit, maybe you don't have. And then if you've got any awesome ideas, pop them down the bottom because I'm sure everyone would love to know. So we'll kick it off with the kitchen kit. I've got my Toaks pot here. I basically just tuck everything away in my Toaks pot. Always leave my spork out because I'm usually eating a kiwi fruit on the go. So leave that at the top of my pack somewhere. And then in my Toaks pot, keep it all in a little dry bag. Tip it out. Okay, lots of stuff. Okay, all right. So first up, I got my little Opinel knife. It's in a cute little pouch. These pocket knives are amazing. They fold out and then they twist to lock in place. And we sell them in store in different sizes and different metals, but they are super handy, super lightweight, and I love mine. I lost it on a hike and I was devastated, so I had to get a new one. And I'm not mad about it because it's super cute. So that is first up. Next, in my little teeny tiny pots, these are Nalgene pots. I think I mentioned them the other week in my other video, but these little Nalgene tubs are unbreakable. They never leak ever, so you can even store liquids in here. And these are just my seasonings to spice up some meals if they get a bit boring. So I've got my nutritional yeast in here. If you're plant-based, you know what nutritional yeast is. I've got some mixed herbs in here, like Italian herbs. And then in this one, I've just got some salts, so color coordinated, just to make sure I don't forget which ones they are. Next up, very important, coffee. I've got a couple of leftover ones in here. I've got the old school Robert Tim's Teabag. Good, but I love Epic coffee more. I tried this on my last hike and it is amazing. It's like a pour through drip filter coffee. So that one is great. So always keep a couple of those around. Of course, got to keep hot chocolates, cozy nights in the hut. And then just some tea bags, and I roll them up in some Glad wrap just so they don't make everything smell. And they stay nice and tasty. And then just some milk powder in here. Definitely prefer taking milk powder to like a heavy liquid milk. Saves heaps of weight and space. And then always take a backup lighter with me in my kitchen kit as well, because my Jetboil igniter, it's kind of old, so it's a little bit finicky, and I never want to be caught out with a cold dehy meal. Not fun. All right, so that's my kitchen kit, and I keep it all tucked away in my little 750ml Toaks pot, which is the perfect size. And I usually just keep that for eating out of, and then save my Jetboil for boiling up all my water. So cram that all back in there. Next up, I'll do my emergency kit because I feel like this one is the most interesting, and everyone has different stuff because different crap happens to us out there and then we're like, that's never happening again. So we figure out these little hacks. All right. So in my little pot, I always take my compass. Even if you've got a map, even if you know exactly where you're going, you may end up completely lost, as I'm sure some of you have been in the past. So always take a compass every single time. Always take some backup cord. This is just 2mm cord. Super handy for replacing shoelaces if they break, backup clothesline, all that kind of stuff. This has a million uses, so bring some. I always take super glue in a little packet so it doesn't leak everywhere. So you can go something like this, or Gear Aid have really great stuff like shoe glue and everything, but they have a little field repair kit. So in this is basically glue, backup tape, all that kind of stuff, and it comes in a teeny tiny little package. So that's awesome. But yeah, something sticky to repair boots or like holes and things. So that's great. Always take some backup zip ties because zip ties are lifesavers. Aquatabs or backup water purification, just in case your water filter breaks or, I don't know, the only water you have access to is a muddy puddle. Always have backup water. water purification. Next, this is a handy tip from Charlotte, you legend, from our last trip. So she takes some emergency fire starters with her. So in here are some fire starters and then just some like paper and waterproof matches. So if your igniter breaks, if your lighter runs out of fuel, you always need some sort of backup option. And then having waterproof matches and even like these big boys. These ones are amazing. So even in rain, these light. So make sure you grab yourself some of those. And they tuck away in a nice cute container. And then I always have these little patches. So these are by Gear Aid as well. And they come in that field repair kit. So if I get a hole in my tent or a hole in a down jacket or any other kind of hole in fabric, these are amazing. So you just whack these on and you'll stay nice and dry and sealed. And then last up, this is a tip I picked up the other week. Always take 2 bobby pins. Why, you may ask? To put in your hair, maybe, but also for drying socks. So you can stick it down the back of your sock and then hang your sock on your bit of string over the fire. So they're like little teeny tiny mini pegs. And they weigh nothing and they take up no space. So I'm like, why wouldn't you bring them? So I'll give them a go on a hike and I'll let you guys know how I go. All right, that's my emergency kit. You can take extra stuff, you can chop it back, but that's basically the minimum what I take every time. And then last up, toilet kit, super exciting, my favorite. All right, in the toilet kit, we always got to take toilet paper, obviously, because you can't trust the huts are stocked up. You can't trust that some lovely camper has left you behind a roll in the hut. So grab some loo roll, stick it in some sort of watertight little plastic bag container because that will save your life. This is new. This isn't exactly a bushcloth or a pea cloth, but some sort of like microfiber towel that you can use instead of toilet paper, and instead of the shake it off method, ladies, you can just take a little microfiber towel, hang it on your pack during the day. The UV rays from the sun kill germs, you can rinse it out. But yeah, life changer. Definitely try it out. If it gives you the ick, do some research, see how you go. Next up, my trowel is the deuce of spades. It's paper thin, doesn't weigh a thing, because you can't always use a stick or your foot to dig a cat hole. Use a trowel and make sure you go nice and deep. Don't be irresponsible. I've also got my hand sanitizer, of course, because you don't want to end up with poopy pants on a hike. So make sure you wash your hands, especially at the huts. All right, little mini toothpaste. Don't have my toothbrush in here, but you get the gist. Keep my head torch in my toolkit, generally because it's the first thing you reach for when you get to a hut or you get somewhere. So keep my head torch in there. Keep my menstrual cup in here as well, which is a cool like low waist option if you're out in the bush. And then just some Panadol as well. And then that's it. That's all my kits. So that's at a minimum what I take every hike. And I love that they're all tucked away in little bags. So you're like, yep, that's that. All the stuff I need is in that bag, I'll grab that. All the stuff I need is in that bag, I'll grab that. I keep them color coordinated generally so I know what's what and I don't get confused. But yeah, would recommend sitting down, writing down exactly what you want to take in each kit. And then if you have a little journal that you take with you out, maybe make some notes when you're out there being like, I wish I had this, or this didn't quite work, I'd change it to this. Because having that feedback is really handy, and then you can really narrow down your gear, figure out what works for you, what doesn't, and then you can give other people tips as well. There's some really great resources online. YouTube is your best friend, and then there's some ultralight hikers out there with some wicked blogs as well. So definitely sit down for a while, look at it. We're all gear junkies here, so I'm sure we love this stuff. Maybe in a later week I'll do a first aid kit, because I'm really passionate about first aid and making sure we're all safe out there. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, have a great Friday, have a great weekend, and Emily will be back for regular programming next week. And we'll see you then. Okay, bye everybody.